Alright. Opening up the shop today. Get some things done. But before I got started, I'm gonna go over this thing. Smokeless Firepit, right? So I initially got this idea. I mean, everybody wants a smokeless fire pit, but just like we all do, I'm watching some YouTube videos and there's this guy, I can't remember his name. I'll put his channel down at the bottom of the screen here. He was building a smokeless burn barrel out of 255-gallon drums, and that's kind of where I got the idea from. Similarly, anyway, he built it out of two 55-gallon drums. He used screws, a die grinder, and whatnot. So as I was kind of going back, because I watched it several months ago, I found that there were 3 or 4 more videos of people building burn barrels with the exact same design. They never once mentioned his channel. Like, I'm talking like they use the same layout lines, everything. Never once said, hey, this guy deserves credit for his design. So give him credit for what they did. So anyways, off the little soapbox there. So like I said, I originally, because I have two 55-gallon drums, and I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to have a big old burn barrel. And then I got to thinking, I don't really need a big burn barrel, but I'd like a fire pit. You know, and there's the ones made out of stainless steel that are like outrageous amounts. They go anywhere from like, you know, $250. I saw one for $1,800, and I was just like, nope, not me. Guess how much this thing cost? 15 bucks at Scrapyard. Yep, 15 bucks for a 55-gallon drum. And so the way it works, if you're not familiar with the way smokeless burn barrels work, is all these holes right here. They draw air up this outer side. All right. Now, the ones you can buy, they have a bottom in them. I didn't put a bottom in mine because I'm going to keep it elevated on rocks or bricks or whatever. But and the one the guy builds, he puts a bottom in there just using one of the tops that he cut out. So there's that. And that's how they work. They get air from both the bottom of the fire, and then they get air coming up the sides, coming out these holes. Some people refer to it as gasification. Some are just like smokeless fire pits. Whatever you want to call it, that's what they do. So to get started with, I just had a 55-gallon drum, right? And I recently got myself a new toy, so I thought, what better chance to try it out. It's a plasma cutter. So while I was testing it out, I cut this up and I split it. You can see that this inside one, I'm trying to point with this inside one is longer than the outside one, obviously. So it's just, I didn't quite split the barrel in exact half. One of them's a little longer. And I just measured that out, and I cut that with a plasma cutter. I cut the top out with the plasma cutter as well, and you can see that there's just about a 1-inch lip. I didn't really measure that well. I literally held a marker in my hand, kind of like this, and just walked around the outside of it to make a line, and then cut it. And you can see here where it's overlapped. I just took that bottom piece that I split, and I just pushed it together and slid it down in. The other guy, he uses a strap to hold it together. I just use the band itself to kind of hold it together, and then I tack welded things. So you can use his design where you just use screws to put everything together, and that would work fine. But I have a welder, and I have the ability to do that, so that's what I did. Once I had cut the top out, once I had split the barrel in half, like I said, I just kind of squished it together and pushed it down in. And then I just moved along here, I don't know, about every 6 or 8 inches, and I just put a a small bead weld along the top to hold it in place. I did not put anything around the bottom to hold that in place like he does. Like he cuts some tabs out and bends them, screws them in. I didn't. I just left it how it is because these welds are going to hold everything in place. And I tacked the bottom, you can see right there, with a couple of welds as well. So that inside diameter isn't going to change any. Then I just used a step drill, and I didn't measure anything out. Basically is what I did is I just kind of used that step drill because it's got 1 3/8 inches at the top of it, and I just kind of eyeballed it and used that 1 3/8 inches to space over every time, and then drilled down to the 1 inch step on the step drill, and I just did that all along the outer edge here, where that you can see. So that honestly, out of the whole project, that took the longest, was drilling those holes. Once they were done, it was basically finished. It was a really quick build. If you don't have a welder and you have to screw it together, it might take you an extra 10 minutes. And you have to use like a die grinder to cut it up, it might take you an extra 30 minutes. But I've honestly got probably 35-40 minutes into this, and it was just kind of a, hey, let's see if we can do it thing. If I build another one, it'll be a lot better. But this was just kind of a, let's see what it does, because I wanted to see it work. I wanted to see if it was really smokeless. So I took it out back. I put it on a couple of rocks, and as you guys know, I'm redoing my kitchen. I had a ton of 2x4s that I had ripped out of the ceiling, and it took me probably 2 hours-ish, maybe, and I burned the whole pile of debris that came out of my kitchen. The one good thing about this thing is it burns hot. No smoke, hot. But it burns fast. Like, it goes through fuel. You're going to burn a lot of wood using these. But they burn really hot, so it's cool. I really like it. I'll probably use this one for a while, just kind of screw around, learn some things, and maybe come up with some improvements on it. Something I want to change, you know. I might do the bottom a little differently, something like that. But all in all, it works like it is. So once I had kind of proven it, I just put a coat of black 1200 degree paint on it. Nothing special, just because honestly, I don't expect this one to last forever. I'll be happy if it lasts a year, because mostly I'm just going to use it to burn yard trash and debris and stuff. A miniaturized burn barrel. It was a real quick video today, guys, because it was a really quick build, and I think everybody should make one. Go spend $15, get yourself a 55-gallon drum. You can make it with a die grinder and some screws, just like, and I'll put his name at the bottom again. He builds his burn barrel. Or you can use this design if you've got a small welder and you can weld it. I think it's worth it. It's a good little fire pit. I really enjoy it so far, so hit like, subscribe, you know, all the good stuff to help the algorithms here on YouTube. Hit up my Teespring or my Etsy store, pick up some shirts or sweatshirts. Got a couple of hats as well. Every little bit helps me keep making content. Thanks for watching, guys.